That you can hear me. This is great. Welcome to Guided by Martin. This is the first session. The reason why we're having this session is because of the uncertainty caused by the corona. I know that a lot of you are faced either without a job or you cannot go to work. You have to stay at home for many hours at a time, and it's not really fruitful for, let's say, healthy and sane being. So the reason why I'm doing this is to provide some kind of comfort in these disturbing times and to share some of the peace and happiness that I've cultivated over my lifetime so far. I want to share some of that with you guys. I have received some questions that we're going to go over today. One is about motivation, how you can generate motivation, how you can feel motivated and act on the things that you really want to do. And regarding the other thing is regarding relationships and love, how you can surrender to love. And if you have any questions, just please put the questions on the side, and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. But let's go into the first question. It's from a girl called Allison, and she writes me. Just gonna find the exact question here. She writes me, okay, how to find the motivation to work or do challenging things. Okay, this is a great question. So how do you find the motivation to work or do challenging things? First thing, you have to. This is something that can be very very easy. The short answer is you keep showing up. You teach yourself to show up, even though you don't feel like it, even though you feel it's a little bit hard. You show up anyway. Like a lot of the times, we don't feel like doing something, so we end up not doing it. And the more we don't do things that we feel like doing, the more we are telling ourselves, I'm not the one that are doing the things that I want to do. I'm not the one that has motivation. So you're cultivating not having motivation. So there's a few tricks to cultivate motivation. First, the time of the day where you have the most willpower is in the morning. So when you start the day, do the thing that is the hardest for you as the first thing in the day. So let's say you want to start working out. So what you're going to do is you're going to start the day with a small workout. I'm not saying you're not going to do 100 push-ups. I'm saying do one push-up. So you're going to make it so easy you cannot say no, and you're going to start the habit of showing up. So the next day you're going to do one more push-up as well, and the day after you're going to do another push-up. And the reason why I talk about training is because training and putting yourself something uncomfortable as the first thing of the day is a way to generate willpower. It's a way to generate motivation and that feeling of wanting to do something. So that's something I can really recommend doing is starting your day with some kind of a workout, something that brings you outside your comfort zone, something that makes you show up where it's uncomfortable. And that in turn will build motivation. That in turn will build that inner that belief about yourself that you're someone who shows up. You're someone that no matter what, you'll show up for yourself and you'll do the things, even though that is hard. You'll do it anyway, and that's how you're building motivation. Let me see. I'm having a lot of sun in my face. I'm just gonna see here if I can make it a little bit better. This is much better. Great. Okay. So it's about showing up. It's about showing up. To build motivation, you need to cultivate a habit of showing up. And the best way to do that is simply by making it so easy you cannot say no. So for example, for training or for work, then just putting in 5 minutes every single day. In the end, in a month, in 2 weeks, you put in several hours. And then when you're starting to put in 5 minutes, you can always put in 5 minutes. 5 minutes is okay. You can negotiate yourself with that. But you say, I have to finish this big assignment, I have to read a whole book, I have to do a whole workout, I have to cook a healthy meal for myself. Doesn't matter. Just do the least thing you can do, the smallest thing you can do. So if it's a workout, do 5 push-ups instead of 500. If it's cooking, just peel one carrot instead of making a whole meal. If it's writing a big assignment, just write one word or 10 words. It doesn't matter. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Just get started. And then if you don't feel like doing anymore, stop. Just stop doing it. And then the day after you can continue. You can do another 5 minutes. But the most important thing is you're cultivating the habit of showing up. So this is the other part of the question is how can you then generate more willpower and more motivation in your life? So there's a few things you can do, a few practices. One of the things is working out every single day. You just get your body moving, especially first thing in the morning. Doesn't matter if you're stretching, if you are running, if you're doing yoga, or if you are doing a tough workout. It doesn't matter. Just do something where you're moving your body and really feeling that body. That is a way to generate and cultivate that inner motivation and that inner energy and that inner strength. So this is the first thing. The second thing you can do is taking cold showers. And you don't have to take cold showers from the start. You can start with a warm shower and then finish with a cold shower. This is something that I've been doing for the past 3 years, and it's amazing. There's nothing as it's really hard to motivate yourself to take that warm shower and then turn it into cold. But doing that will generate motivation, and you'll be someone that are putting yourself through things that are not always comfortable. And that's really what we need, because we live in a life where things are very comfortable. Well, that's something we can feel right now, where we are in the corona times, and we realize that a lot of our comforts are taken away, and suddenly we have to be with ourselves in our own house, and that's not very comfortable always. So this is something that we have to generate. We have to cultivate and strengthen that uncomfortable muscle, that feeling of being uncomfortable and being okay with that. That's something we have to cultivate. Good. Other things you can do to cultivate motivation is meditation. So you sit down, close your eyes, 10 seconds. That's fine. It's a meditation. Just focus on your breathing for 10 seconds. Or you can take 10 deep breaths. Or you can listen to a guided meditation. Doesn't matter. But meditation or breathing exercises or mindfulness, all of these things will make you aware about your inner states and why you're feeling in a certain way. And this is great, especially if you want to cultivate motivation. You want to know about your inner states and be able to feel what is your body needs. And this is a great way to cultivate that. All ways you can cultivate motivation is doing things that you actually really fulfilling to you. Often we end compromising ourselves by following things that are not really in line with who we are, or the person we want to be. So by you showing up and doing the work that are really fulfilling to you, doing the work that makes you come alive, that is also something that's going to generate motivation. One big thing for motivation is also progress, feeling that you are progressing every single day. And that's why it's about showing up. Even if you just do 5 minutes of something, you're always making progress. And in a month or a year from now, you're going to become really, really good at something. So often we are afraid to start something because we're afraid that it's going to be, we have to be perfect. For example, today is the first day I'm doing a YouTube live. I'd never been on a live video before, so this is this is well, a little bit scary for me. I know that I don't have to do it perfectly. I'm just doing it, and that's the most important thing. If it can help someone, then I'm grateful. That's the only thing. I'm just doing it because it feels right. It feels alignment with me, and when you're doing things that feels right and aligned to you, motivation comes automatically. Because there's two types of motivation. You have extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is external motivation, things that are coming from the outside that's motivating you. Those can be things like a salary. Those can be things like acknowledgement from other people that's saying, "Oh, you're so good," or something like that. Those are extrinsic motivations. And then you have the intrinsic motivation. That is something that comes from your inside, things that are motivating you because you feel that it's the right thing to do, because you feel that this is aligning with who you are. Those things are so much more powerful and so much more rewarding, and so much better in the long term is to follow those intrinsic motivators, the things that you love to do, the things that you can't stop doing, the things you're passionate about. Those are the things you want to focus on, and not about the outside things, not about the external the extrinsic motivators like money or acknowledgement from the outside. Those are good, but that's not really what's going to motivate you on the long run. So find things that you really love doing and then do more of those. So just to recap, the things about motivation is you have to find the things that you really love and then do those. You have to find tasks that are intrinsically motivating to you, things that are aligned with who you are. And it's great that you're here, Arvan. Thank you for joining. Uh, then, secondly, you have to cultivate a habit of showing up, no matter if you feel like it or not. Just show up and do 1 minute, 10 seconds, one rep, one word. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but just show up and do a little bit every single day, because that progress, that will generate momentum, and then suddenly you are in the flow. Suddenly you are motivated because you can see the progress of you showing up every single day, and you're generating a habit of showing up. Then you can cultivate willpower. You can cultivate motivation through training, through meditation, through taking cold showers, things that are putting you outside your comfort zone. All of them will help cultivate motivation and energy. And those are the things you're looking for. Oh, yes, energy. This is another thing. If you are eating a lot of shit, if you're eating foods that are making you feel lethargic and tired, then you should probably look at what you're eating, because this is another really big thing about motivation. If you're always feeling down and tired, then you're not going to feel motivated to do anything. So you have to generate energy. And the way you can do that is by eating foods that makes you feel happy and uplifted. It's by moving your body, like I said before. It's meditation. Other things that can generate energy is going for a walk, talking to people that uplift you. All these things will definitely help, cultivating motivation. Other things that are uh, putting down motivation is lack of clarity, not knowing what you actually want to do or why you want to do it. So I'm going to share a tool a little bit later here today in the live, how you can cultivate clarity. And there's this tool is very simple, and it's something that I do 4 times a year, actually 5 times a year, sometimes more. Every time that I'm faced with something major, life changing thing happening in my life, then I use this tool to like be clear about the path moving forward. Good. So these are the things about motivation. I hope that answered your question. Um, the other thing I'm going to go into is I had a question that was, let me just find this question here. Okay, 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 okay. So, yes, I have this question from a girl called Nuna. She writes me, you seem to rest so much in your when you fall in love. I'm translating directly from Danish to English. You feel to be so comfortable when you're falling in love, where I personally become neurotic and very uncomfortable, anxious when I'm in love. I am perplexed and wondering why you're so calm. So one of what I answered her in this question is, so so many times when we're falling in love, we suddenly get attached to another person and we see like, wow, this person is so amazing. I feel so amazing with this person. But what we have to realize is when you are falling in love with another person, you were already good before you met that person. You didn't need that person to be happy, and it didn't need that person to be okay. That person is not going to make you more whole or more you. Only you can do that. So by realizing that no matter what happens, you were already okay before you met that other person. That is the first thing to be calm in any relationship. The second thing is, if you, this is one of my beliefs. My belief is whatever happens is exactly what's supposed to happen. And I know that can sound flower power, fluffy puffy, but in the end, if if you are clinging on to the changes that's happening in your life, on inevitably you're going to experience a lot of suffering. So by accepting whatever happens to you or for you, by accepting whatever happens for you, I would say, because if you say anything that happens to me, you're not taking responsibility for what is happening for you. I see life as this amazing roller coaster where everything that happens is happening for us to teach us something. So if you're meeting someone that you are madly in love with, and suddenly you're starting to become afraid that that person might betray you, that person might leave you, you're feeling all these different fears of insecurity, then you have to remember that this person is here to teach you something. This person is here to make you aware of those insecurities, make you aware of where you fall short, make you aware of something that the sides of you that are only coming out when you're stressed or anxious. So you become aware of those. They are being brought to light, and you can either accept those sides, listen to them, or you can put them to the side, and your anxieties will continue to grow and become more powerful and take a powerful hold of you. So, a way that you can cultivate and understand what is happening inside you, inside your in like in your internal in your mind's eye, what's happening inside internally, is through meditation. So when you're doing meditation, you are observing whatever there is, not judging, not saying, oh, this is bad, this is good. No, you're just looking at it for what it is. You're seeing reality for what it is and not for what you want it to be. And by doing that, you come to accept whatever reality that is happening to you. And this is also creating a space. It's creating a space. So normally, if you, when you start meditating, you're going to like normally you're. This is how I was. I was very reactive before I started meditating. If someone did something, I would react immediately, especially with my family. Something said something to me that would hurt my insecurities or hurt me as a person. I'd react immediately. But using meditation, I would be like, okay, what's going on? I would get curious. I would cultivate a space where I would have time to get curious and not just react unconsciously. So, for example, if someone said something to me that made me feel uncomfortable, I'd be like, why am I feeling uncomfortable? What is it that that person is trying to teach me in the way that they're talking to me? So meditation will help you cultivate this space. Meditation will help you to to be able to respond instead of react. And reaction is something that happens instantaneously. Response is something you choose to do, and that is within your power. Other ways you can cultivate that space is through journaling. You can just write down whatever is on your heart, and you don't have to even know what you want to write before you sit down journaling. So many times we're afraid to start something because we're afraid that we are just going to sit there and stand at a blank page. But just sit there 5 minutes. If you don't write anything, that's fine. If you write a lot, that's also fine. It doesn't really matter. But you sitting down and just wanting to do something because you know it's going to benefit you is already showing up for yourself. And that is a way of cultivating that inner trust and that inner belief that you're someone that shows up for yourself. You're someone that does good things for yourself. You're someone that believe in your own gifts of cultivating peace, love, and happiness inside of you. And I believe by creating a space where we can respond instead of react is a way for us to really be able to fall deeply in love with other people and just trust whatever that happens. Um, Another thing about that is also there's this beautiful song by Freddie Mercury from Queen. It's called One Year of Love, where he sings 1 year of love is better than a lifetime alone. And I think so many people are afraid to experience life, is afraid to experience love because they're afraid to get hurt. They're afraid to feel life at its fullest, to feel life what it can really show them and what it can really be. But by surrendering and just letting things happen as they're supposed to happen and not trying to be afraid or like not being afraid that you might get hurt or not be afraid that the person might leave, but just being in that experience and just surrendering and opening your arms. Imagine the more you open your arms, the more the other person is going to open his or her arms. It's going to be like a mirror to you. So the more you can do something, the more that other person is going to mirror you and do the same thing. But if you react with fear, the other person would also react with fear. So by trusting in life, trusting in love, you will feel more love. You'll feel something very, very beautiful. And even just, trusting in life that no matter what you do, you will be okay. Like for example, right now, making this this live video. This is the first time I'm doing it, and I trust, doing this, it will be okay, no matter what. If I can just answer one or two people's questions, then I already answered those questions, and hopefully that would bear fruit to some people. Good. These are the two questions. I hope that answered the questions. So one is your belief about love. To sum that up with the love, is to first trust that no matter what happens, it's exactly what's supposed to happen. So the more you open yourself to love, the more you're going to experience life, and the more that person is going to open themselves to love as well. And if they, by some reason, don't, it's completely okay. Then that was not supposed. Then that person was not for you anyway. Second, then you can cultivate a space where you're not reactive, but you are able to respond through meditation and journaling. Good. I think that answered that question. To move on to a tool that I use to generate clarity, because I know right now a lot of you might be facing losing your job, facing pressure on your relationships, facing any kind of uncertainty in your life. So this tool is called the Clarity Tool. It consists of 4 steps, and the first step is to talk about where are you right now in your life, like the status of right now. And again, you have to be completely honest with yourself. How you're feeling right now in this moment. That could be, okay, so for example, status right now in my life. I feel great. I'm in one of the best places in my life. I have a job that I'm really, really crazy about. I'm so grateful to be able to do a work that's aligned with my purpose. I'm working for Reflective, which is an intelligent journaling app that helps people to reflect, and I just feel that is very much aligned with who I am. I still have some things that I need to take care of. I got divorced last year, and there's still some legal things that I have to take care of. And those things I want to take care of. There's still an apartment that I own together with my ex-wife Victoria in Denmark that we have to sell. So that is something I want to take care of. So that is the first part of the clarity tool. That is the status. That is checking in. Where are you right now in your life? What is it that needs to be looked at? Is there any place where you're not feeling okay, and or maybe also you're feeling okay? There can be areas where you're feeling amazing, and there can be other areas where you're not feeling so good. But putting them all down is your current status. The second step is, if I met you a year from now, and it's been the best year of your life, what happened? So here you imagine yourself. We are the 11th of April, 2021, and I'm meeting you. And this has been the best year of your life. And you look back and you're like, wow, all these beautiful things, they happened to me. And you think, okay, what was those things? You look at your status right now, the things you're happy about, the things that could definitely improve. And you think, okay, what would that look like if these things transformed and it became the best year of my life? Even you can imagine new things. It can be, let's say you go on the vacation you always dreamed about, or you buy the house that you always wanted to buy. It doesn't really matter, as long as you can dream as big as you want. This is the best year of your life. So do that exercise. For me, the best year of my life this year is for example finding closure with that apartment in Denmark, having that sold, or finding some kind of solution to that. That will be one of the things that will uh, be part of my best year. The second thing would be, I want to cross the Atlantic. I don't want to I want to go to Mexico to study under a shaman in Tulum, but I don't want to fly. And I really want to sail the world. So I'm going to. If you meet me a year from now, I have crossed the Atlantic on a little sailboat to go to Tulum to study under a Mexican shaman called Sergio. Good. Then the third part of this is the why. Why is this important? And the reason why it's important is something you should always ask yourself before starting anything. Why is something important to you? Because if you don't ask that, this is going to be a very fancy idea, but you have to ask yourself why you want to do something. Why always comes before. Like that's the reason that adds emotions to these things. So, to give you an example, why do I want to sell the apartment? And the reason for that is I feel there's a responsibility for me in Denmark that I'm having together with my ex-wife, and I love her very much. But I also feel that this is a part of our healing process to take care of that thing. The reason why I want to go to Mexico and to cross the Atlantic is because I love to have new experiences. That's one of my drives is to have new experiences, to travel and to see the world is part of that. And the reason why I want to study with this shaman is because I feel that this is part of my path. I cannot really explain it with with uh, with any reason, any logic, but it just feels like it's the right thing to do. So that's why I'm going to go there and work with him. Then the final part of this is to say which capabilities do you need, what skills do you need for this to happen. So, for example, for me to sell the apartment, I need to figure out how can I do that. Like I need someone who's I need maybe a professional realtor that can help me do that because I don't know how to do it. So, or maybe I need to do some renovations to make the apartment more shiny. So those things I'm going to write down. I'm going to write these things down. Then I know, okay, this is the way to move forward. And for the to sail across the Atlantic, I know that I don't really need to have any sailing skills because there's a bunch of sites where you can go online and you can write different skippers and you can basically hitch a hike on a sailing boat and you can learn to sail while on there. So that's what I'm going to do. For joining Sergio, I don't need any skills, but it's important to go through um, this exercise to see is there anything that I need to learn or need to do, because then you can start doing that already now for you to achieve your best year of your life. So just to recap that quickly, the first thing you do is write down your current status, the honest truth of where you are right now. The second step is you imagine yourself, you put yourself 1 year ahead from now, and it's the best year of your life. And what you picture yourself is like, okay, if this is the best year of my life, how does that look like? And you write that down and try and be as specific um, as possible. Don't say something like I want to lose weight. I have lost weight. No, how much weight do you lose, or what weight are you at? If you are at 80 kilos now, then say you're at 75. Write that down. I'm at 75 kilos, feeling the best of my life. I'm able to move like I want to. Really be specific. And then the third step is like, why is that important to you? And why is so important? Ask yourself, why is this important to me? And then the fourth thing is, what capabilities do you need? What is it that you need to learn, and the skill you need to have, some people you need to talk to for this to happen? Good. I think if there's any other questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I think we're gonna round up this live session one that was about clarity, how to generate clarity using the clarity tool. It was about motivation, how to generate motivation and energy in your life. Then it was about love, how to just surrender to love, I guess also life, and just trust that whatever happens to you, you'll be okay. So these are the things. So let me know if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I'm going to round up this session for now. I'm really grateful to all of you who listened in. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. And most likely we're going to be doing some more of these live sessions. I don't know how often, daily, weekly, I don't know. Today I just did it because it felt right, and we'll see how it's going to continue to go moving forward. So don't see any more questions. So I just want to thank you so much. I wish you an amazing Saturday. Thank you for your time and tuning in. And if you have any other questions, just send me a private message or text me or whatever you can to reach me, and I'll cover that in the next live session. All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Ciao.